Hi there, welcome back. So I couldn't help noticing that I have a few new subscribers, so I guess it's time to get back to vlogging. I started this vlog in the hopes that I could be a famous vlogger, like Craigery or Davey Wavy or Sup Ricky, but I don't seem to be as committed as them. Remember, I have all those topics I wanted to rant about. Today I'm going to bring you up to date on my genealogy work. Well, a little bit. Up until about 2 years ago, I wasn't interested at all. I didn't know a thing about either side of my family because my dad died when I was 20, and all of his family was long gone before that. My mom was still around, but she didn't know much about her family because her mother had died when she was 3, and her father ran off and started a whole new family. Well, several new families, as it turns out. We moved the furniture around. How do you like it? Well, we were running the robot on the floor, and so we had to move things around a little. Never mind. Oh, another thing. I added a few videos to my vlog. Vlog, I don't know what to say. First is my 360-degree tribute to the Man at the Wheel Fisherman's Memorial statue in Gloucester, my hometown. I made that video last year, and I'm pretty proud of it, and I included the really cool song Gloucester Till the End by Gloucester native Eric Foot Band. I wanted to talk a little more about the genealogy. Like I said, I really didn't know a thing about my ancestors until about 2 years ago. When Mom moved into the nursing home permanently, I had to go through her whole apartment, thin things out, and move her out. In doing so, I came upon pages and pages of where she had been doing genealogy research herself back in the 1980s. She had page after page of relatives' names and all of their history and all of their relatives. This was really fascinating to me, and I began to construct a tree of my own. All of the relatives were on her mother's side, the Mangan ancestors. Once I had constructed the tree, I had to learn more, so I joined Ancestry.com, and wow, it started filling in a whole lot more blanks. I had no idea that all this information and that all these people even existed. I learned so much about the Mangans and the Joys. It was actually Nicholas Joy and his family that moved from St. John's, Newfoundland to Gloucester back in the 1860s. Nicholas and 2 of his sons were lost at sea in the Great Gale of 1873, and their names appear on one of the plaques at the famous cenotaph sculpture in Gloucester. It's called a cenotaph because it's a monument erected in honor of people whose remains are somewhere else, because they were all lost at sea. Eventually, I was able to find my second cousin, Jack Mangan, on Facebook. I had never known any Mangans until then. We share our great-grandmother, Annie Joy, and her husband, John Ellsworth Mangan. Jack told me that there would not even be any Mangans in Massachusetts if, after Ellsworth disappeared, Annie Joy had not moved back to Gloucester from Cleveland. Several Joys are buried in Gloucester, too, including Thomas Peter Joy, Mom's godfather. Finding out so much about the Joys and the Mangans would have been enough for me, but then I started to find out more about the McGraths because of the marriage of my mom's parents. So many more questions came up because after Mom's mother's death, Lillian, when Mom was 3, her father basically disappeared. And Mom was raised from then on by her grandparents, Thomas McGrath and Mary Ann McKeon McGrath, who had both come from Ireland to Lowell in the 1890s. I since found an absolutely lovely third cousin, Marcia McDonough, who I share great-great-grandparents with, Peter McGrath and Margaret Mullany. They had 5 kids, 4 boys who came to America all around the same time in the 1890s, and 1 girl, Bridget, who couldn't leave Ireland because her father grew ill, and it was the custom at the time for the daughter to take care of a sick father. So she remained at Tivana, Boyle in County Roscommon, and so for the most part did her descendants. Marcia is also my Facebook friend. Also, in the last month or so, I discovered a show on telly called Moon Boy, about a boy named Martin Paul Kenny Douglas Moon, with an imaginary best friend who also happens to live in Boyle, County Roscommon in 1989, and he's 12 years old. Well, it's hysterical, and I didn't realize until halfway through the first episode, holy shit, that's Boyle. Finally, I didn't want to go on too long, but I discovered a whole bunch of first cousins. I had never had a single first cousin before in my whole life, and now I have Kathy, Robert, Megan, Reba, Thomas, Deborah, Sheila, Donald, two Michaels, Susan, Joe, David, and Kevin. Apparently after Mum's father ran off and remarried, he had another whole family, and I think another whole family after that, but I'm still working on it. I'm email friends with my first cousin, Sheila Dixon, and we have both filled in each other on so many things that we never had a clue about until now. For instance, all of those cousins knew that their grandfather had another daughter, Teresa, Mum's sister, but did not know about my mum at all. I'm currently working on some videos of my mum that I had taken a few years ago before she moved into the nursing home, and then some at Mother's Day in 2012. I'm trying to clean them up and string them all together so that I can turn them into one YouTube video, and I'm almost there. I am determined to get them posted before next Saturday. That will be 1 year since she passed away. I'm also going to fill you in on more genealogy, but that's enough for now. I know it's just the tip of the iceberg. My mum's family, both sides. I still have all the family on my dad's side. There's a bunch more mysteries there, and I have done a lot of work on the Bostwicks and the Kurtzes, too, Ken's ancestors. And that's very interesting, too. Here's a little spoiler. We have Gloucester in common. Don't forget to hit like, which is over here, right? And subscribe to keep up with me if you'd like. I promise to post way more. Ciao for now.